Hey guys, my name is Chris Millar. I get to serve as the lead pastor of the Well Community Church in San Marcos, Texas, at Texas State University. In our breakout, we were talking about what does it look like to spend daily time with God. I think just confessionally, for a long time, I thought what God really wanted from me was to have a really great quiet time. I needed to have this moment in the morning that was incredibly spiritual, where I just poured my heart out to God and He shared His heart with me, and we became deeply connected. And that was what I needed for the day. And honestly, if I didn't have that, then I don't know if I'm going to have a good day, or I'm going to be off, or like God might not move as much in my life. And what I've begun to discover is that so much of that became, like many other parts of my life, just another thing I was trying to perform in for God or for others. So we think about daily time with God. Now I'm not so much thinking about our performance, but I'm thinking about intimacy. The good news of the gospel is that God came in Jesus to dwell among us. Why? Because He wanted intimacy with us. He wanted to be with us. Emmanuel, God with us. He did that because He's an intimate God. Jesus says, pray in this way, our Father who art in heaven. He is in heaven, but He is our Father. He wants intimacy with us. And so, what if daily time with God wasn't so much about a performance or about checking some type of religious box, but was actually about pursuing and cultivating intimacy with Jesus? What would change in your daily habits for you if it was not just about having a quiet time, but actually about staying connected with Jesus? To just illustrate this, I think for a long time, I thought about a quiet time as like a phone charger. I needed to be plugged in and connected so that I was full up and charged for the day of ministry and doing things for God. And I would unplug after that quiet time. And now I'm full up of God and I'm ready to go. And now, after some hard lessons and learning more about following Jesus, I'm wondering if the phone's actually just supposed to stay connected. That when Jesus shares in John 15 about abiding, perhaps I'm never actually supposed to unplug. I'm just supposed to walk with Jesus, hand in hand, moment by moment. And that all looks like intimacy. And so for me now, what that looks like is not just time alone with God in the morning, and that's good for the day, but actually developing routines and habits around staying connected with God throughout the entirety of my day. So, just real practically, it does look like time with God in the morning, connecting, praying, reading the word, sharing about who I am and where I'm at. But then also in between noon and 3, I'm pausing again to redirect my mind and my body and my day towards the Lord. I'm connecting again after the kids go to bed and having time with the Lord to reflect on the day. And all that I'm pursuing in that is just intimacy with Jesus. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I feel so guilty every time I miss a quiet time. I wonder if you've made time with God more about performing for God than in responding to an invitation to intimacy. I just encourage you to think about how good the news actually is that Jesus wants a relationship with you, and responding to Him in that by being honest about who you are and cultivating intimacy with Him.